Cadet Part 8. We're getting close to trying to start the Cadet. Two problems. Petrol tap is leaking where it joins the petrol tank. Fibre washer seems to have perished or collapsed in some way. And the carburetor is leaking. So, first job, take the petrol tap off and replace the washer. With the carburetor, I just took off the float bowl and adjusted the little fork that holds the float needle in position. Literally just bent the tabs down a little bit. Didn't get it on camera, I'm afraid. Then refitted the fuel pipe and gave it a go. These little bikes don't have a throttle stop on the carburetor because there's no engine kill. You literally close the throttle past the point where the engine can run to turn it off. But they do put a screw on the throttle twist grip that you can tighten up so that there's a bit of friction on the twist grip. But for these purposes I actually locked the throttle at a tick over point so I could check out all the rest of the bits and pieces, get the engine warm, adjust the mixture as best as possible as you can on the bench because the engine isn't under load, and check the lights. There was a problem with the lights. The switch must have had a dirty contact because if you touched it with the engine running, the tail light flashed. It came on okay, but it seemed to get more power as if something had been disconnected. So I took it apart, cleaned the contacts. Thankfully that cured the problem. I also left the engine running in the background. On such a cold day there's very little chance of it overheating. A bit smelly, but as you can see in the background there's a great big gap in the back of the door, so most of the exhaust went out there. It's quite a steady tick over, which is pleasing. Carburetor can't be that far out. I wasn't happy with one of the connections to the headlight as well. A bit of wire showing, so I put that right at the same time and then just reassembled the whole lot. Of course I undid the screw for the clamp too far and it fell off, so that was a bit fiddly getting it back together. But if that's the biggest problem, I can live with that. Replacing the headlight, making sure it's seated well at the bottom so that the clamp will pull it into position. And then adjust the throttle off because they don't like starting on part throttle. Most two-strokes don't like starting when they're half warm anyway, so that makes life a bit more fun. I also noticed the twist grip was actually twisting on the handlebars, so I pinched up those screws as well while I was at it. It's little things like this that you check and recheck as you go through the build, getting it ready for its first road test. The more you can do on the bench before you go on the road test, obviously, is better. Makes riding the bike a bit easier on the road. You will find problems. They will have to come back on the bench for something, I'm sure. And of course here I'm kicking it over and wondering why it weren't working. Only to realise I hadn't turned the petrol on. Here is where a point where I realised and thought, oh bugger. Surprising how quick they start when they've got petrol. But there we are, light problem cured, horn works, brake light works, gears work. I actually put it through a gear change cycle, clutch is free. All ready for a road test. That's 2 of them I've got to get on the road. Just hope the weather changes a bit before Christmas. I might get them finished. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.